Major Slack Attack.
Booyah! Hey, thanks for joining me again. My name is Major Slack, and it's time for another Skyrim build. This is a Skyrim Legendary difficulty, Dragon Ready build. Meet Terra the Terror. Yeah, Terra the Terror. She's a stealth archer extraordinaire, and she's pretty much invincible. This is the best stealth archer build I've ever made. A lot of you are asking me to repeat the stealth archer build I made a couple years back, but I made that for, was it master difficulty or even... I forget which difficulty it was on, but yeah, I have yet to do a legendary stealth archer build. Let's test out her sneak ability. This is legendary difficulty once again, and here we are in Bleak Falls Sanctum for the Bleak Falls Barrow quest, facing off with the Death Lord, the boss at the end of this level here, okay? Now, she's going to totally manhandle this guy. First of all, just kind of find like a nice dark corner here. And let's have at it.
Well, so what, Slack? He's very far away. Big deal.
No, wait for it. Correction, Draugr Scourge Lord, okay? That's what came out of the box. Okay, so here he comes. Testing out Terra's sneak ability. Still can't find us. Let's let him have it again. Terra's special abilities are, well, not abilities, but a lot of things I equipped her with. Something I never thought of before. Check this out. Check this out. He comes even closer later on. He has no clue. No clue. Let's let him have it again. Yeah, I equipped her with a Fear bow and a Turn Undead bow. And my enchanting is up to level 80. I've got all the applicable perks. So I can turn away any creature or undead up to level 24, which pretty much covers every enemy in the game except for boss enemies. And I'll show you, I'll give you an example of that later on. That's why I say she's invincible. Pretty much invincible. She has no armor to speak of. I think my light armor skill is still at 15. I have no points in light armor. 0 points in light armor. I do have some smithed up scaled armor. Check this out. He has no clue. No clue. We're totally pwning him. Yeah, she has some scaled up or smithed up light armor. Scaled armor. Smithed up the legendary, but really my armor rating, check this out. Yeah, my armor rating is only about 200 with the Lord's Stone. What she does have though is maxed out magic resistance. That's what really counts. Taking this build up to level 30, I don't think my light armor got tested once. So she doesn't need armor. All she needs is magic resistance to take on dragons and wizards, you know. Mages out there. I just love it. This is a great build if you like to take your time playing through Skyrim. If you don't like a smash and bash melee build, you want to just take your time, stealth through the game, this is a great build. It really lets you take your time and think about it. That's it. So he's down. Totally pwned him. And let's show everybody that this is indeed on legendary difficulty. There we go. Settings, gameplay, legendary. Yeah.
Well, that's very impressive, Slack, but what if, as you say, shit goes sideways? What do you do then?
What happens when there's a major snafu in your sneaky gameplay? Well, here's a little run that I did where all I wanted to do was just go up to the dragon den there, up Lost Tongue Overlook. That's all I wanted to do, and the game just threw the kitchen sink at me on this little run. Okay, so I'm saying, okay, there's a bear, and like I said, Terra is equipped with a Fear bow, which will turn away every creature up to level 24. So basically every single predator that the game can throw at me, I can turn away with this Fear bow. So as you can see, this bear just ran away. So I'm just like, you know, la-di-da, no problem. But I had no idea what the game was going to throw at me. Here comes another bear, okay? So Mr. Fumblefingers switched over to my shock bow by accident. And that is the first time my light armor actually got tested throughout the entire 30 levels of making this build. So now I'm like healing for like the first time in I don't know how long. As you can see, my restoration is only at 22. I haven't healed very much. I don't remember the last time I actually healed. And I'm astonished. I go, wow, I actually got hit. So that's okay. So there's 2 bears now. No problem. And I've got the right bow on again. Now there's no sneakiness here involved whatsoever. So it's just a matter of doing in these bears with my bows. And I'm taking see, check this out. Tag teaming me at the same time. So they nailed me again. Tara is still holding her own. She can handle, she can take a hit. Okay, she can take a hit. It's not like instant death when these high level predators take a swipe at her or take a bite at her. So now I got 2 bears on the scene. I have a shock bow as well. All my bows are doing about 150 damage each with my Fortify archery gear. Okay, and now the game's throwing a wolf at me, and a frostbite spider, and another bear, or the same bear coming back. So like I said, here it comes. Here comes the kitchen sink. And as you can see, everything is being turned away, no problem. I could take a hit, send them running. This goes for bandits too. You go into a bandit camp, just send them all running. As long as they're below level 24, no problem. So that pretty much handles all bandits except bandit chiefs. And the odd, like, high level bandit. Okay, so that bear's down. Frostbite spider's down. This bear's going to be sent running. So there you go. What happens when shit goes sideways? No problem. She can hold her own. But when you start playing this build, I'm telling you, the sneak factor is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. As you've seen, draugrs and bandit chiefs, you know, draugr deathlords and bandit chiefs, they can get right up in your face and they have no clue where you are. As long as you choose a nice strategic place. I'm going to talk about that later. And I'm going to show you the whole build later on. Just want to show you this run here. Down goes the bear. And I just waited to the last minute just for effect there. Okay, so there we go. 2 bears, a wolf, and a frostbite spider. No problem. This is legendary. And this is level 30. Character level 30. So now I'm like, okay, so I'm prancing up the hill, going towards the dragon burial mound there, because I want to test out, you know, Terra's magic resistance. And this totally took me by surprise. I just want to like grab a few butterflies here, and what happens? Boom! Not 1, but 2 saber cats come at me. Look, she took me down within an inch of my life. I think that saber cat hit me twice. Yeah, kitchen sink time. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Okay, so I got the fear bow on. He's afraid. He's very afraid. No problem. So we got things under control. I was using my shock bow there. There we go. I don't know what happened to the other saber cat, but yeah. Is Terra Dragon ready? Let's find out. Here we are at Lost Tongue Overlook. Here's a frost dragon. Alright, and I'm going to take down this dragon without healing once. Okay, and I'm going to endure, I believe, 7 frost attacks. Frost breath attacks. There's the first one. As you can see, it's barely touching me. And this is on legendary difficulty. I have some wicked magic resistance. On top of that, I have frost resistance, and I'm using a potion as well. So see, it barely touch me. Barely does anything at all. That's the only thing she really needs, is magic resistance. The only other thing I think that might pose a problem for this build is a high level archer. But then again, that means your cover is blown, and it's pretty hard to blow your cover with this build unless you're playing really stupidly. So like I said, it's pretty much, she's pretty much invincible. Okay, so I'm taking a Fortify Archery potion there. Fortify Marksman potion. And I'm using a shock bow. A legendary smithed dwarven bow, which is approximately 150 damage. I'm going to show you later. Plus, I believe 27 shock damage. Which really starts piling up, because you're going to see the dragon's going to run out of magicka and it crash lands. That's what happens when they crash land, because they need magicka to fly. Okay, so hitting in the shock bow attacks here. Yeah, hits me easily with over half a dozen frostbite attacks. I think that's number 4 now. No healing whatsoever. Terra is a Breton, and Bretons have a natural 25% magic resistance. If you want to build a character with a kick butt magic resistance, start out with a Breton. I think that's number 5 now. Frost breath attack number 5. And watch, it's gonna crash land. I just love when they do that. Yeah, that means it ran out of magicka, because it needs magicka to fly, and because I've been hitting it repeatedly with my shock bow. And shock does magicka damage. So that's it. Now it gets desperate, and it starts hitting me with some kind of like frost shout, possibly. Check this out. This is not its normal frost attack, so that's doing a lot of damage. I'm still able to endure it though. Whammo, yeah. And it is down and out, yeah. Took down a frost dragon, no healing. And I took, what, at least half a dozen frostbite attacks, plus a couple of shouts. Yeah, she took a licking, and she keeps on ticking, yeah. Alright, let's pop the hood on this sucker and take a look at the engine. First of all, let's go over skills and perks. Let's take a look at her, she's cute, eh? Okay, here we go. Let's start with smithing. She's wearing scaled armor. I'll get to the armor and weapons later on. All right. So smithing. Here we go. I got smithing up to 63. I have 1 point in dwarven smithing, because that's the easiest way to level up smithing, is to put points in dwarven smithing, and then take advantage of all the dwemer metal that's all around the gamescape and use that to rapidly level smithing. I'm going to do a video on that as well. I have 1 point in arcane smithing. That was just as a matter of convenience. Weapons, magical weapons and armor can be improved. And I have 1 point in elven, and finally 1 point in advanced armors, which allows me to create and improve scaled armor, which is a light armor. All right, and I got that because I just felt that, you know, she could use a little bit of protection. Not that she really needs it, because like I said, I went through 30 levels and I rarely got hit. But I felt that, you know, once you get up to level 30, there's going to be the odd snafu, like as you saw, you know, shit happens, and you know, you're going to need to endure a little bit of damage. All right, that's smithing. Let's swing on over to the where it really counts. Sneak. I got sneak up to level 65. I have 4 points in stealth. See, it's like stealth up to rank 4, so I'm 35% harder to detect. I have the backstab perk. This is actually the best thing you can have to power level sneak in the beginning. I want to tell you right now, I did not use a stealth archer gameplay throughout. I used mostly daggers, because you can power level sneak a lot faster with dagger attacks than you can with sneak bow attacks. Okay, but I do have the deadly aim perk. All right, but my intent was to create a stealth archer. But that's if you want to level up sneak, go with dagger attacks in the beginning. All right, because the backstab plus the Dark Brotherhood gear, okay, especially those shrouded gloves, which doubles backstab damage. So instead of doing 6 times damage, you're doing 12 times damage with one-handed weapons. All right, and I used daggers, and that really leveled up. I mean, I leveled up sneak, I think, 15 times in Ember Shard Mine alone. All right, that's how powerful it is. Okay, you really rapidly level sneak. I have a muffled movement. This is important. Okay, so she moves. Noise from armor is reduced 50%. Plus, I'm still wearing the Dark Brotherhood shrouded boots, which also offers 50% noise reduction. So those stacked up together make her completely silent. Okay, completely silent. So that's sneak. Next, archery. Of course, I have speech leveled up to 50 to give me the merchant perk, so I can sell anything to anybody. That's just a matter of convenience. You can create builds a lot faster where you can sell any kind of item to any merchant, and I'll put a link in the video description on how to power level speech up to 50 to do that. I do that with all my builds. Okay, that's just a given. Alchemy, I just threw 1 point in there just to make slightly better potions. I have 1 point in alchemist. Potions of poisons are 20% stronger, but that's it. I have an alchemy suit, a mixer suit. I'm going to show you that later on. Archery, looking for archery here. Here we go, archery. I only have points in overdraw. As a stealth archer, I didn't really feel it was necessary to get eagle eye or steady hand, power shot, none of that. Because as a stealth archer, you can take your time, and as long as you stay hidden, you know, you just keep piling in the shots like you saw me just totally pulling that draugr Scourge Lord. All you need is lots of bow damage. So all I did was put 4 points into overdraw, and that requires archery to be up to 60. All right. Light armor, it's enchant. This is receiving a bonus from some enchanted chest gear. I'll show you that in a minute. I don't have any points in light armor whatsoever, 0. And as you can see, my light armor is still at 15 at the default. So like, yeah, seriously, I have no armor to speak of. Don't need it. Don't need it. When you're stealth archer and you got that much sneakiness going on, you don't need armor. All you need is, like, you know, enough armor to handle the odd stray shot that gets you, when there's a little bit of a snafu. And swing on over to magic resistance. Alteration, I got alteration up to 50. That's to get the magic resistance perks here. And I have magic resistance rank 2, which blocks 20% of the spell's effects. Stack this up with the other magic resistance. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And that gives her 85% magic resistance. Okay, that's the cap. That's the absolute maximum magic resistance you can have. Okay, and I believe that is it. Alteration, enchanting. Here we go. Enchanting. I forgot about this. I got enchanting up to 80. It's up to 88, but that's just as a matter of enchanting some gear. Really, you only need to bring it up to 80 to get enchanter rank 5 and the insightful enchanter perk, which requires enchanter at rank 50. All right, so I'm making some wicked enchanted armor and weapons. All right, and that pretty much covers it. This is a very economical build, what I call an economical build. So I'm not using very many skills, and I don't have very many perks. And I'm at level 31, and this is like, this build kicks butt. See, everything else is empty. Yeah, so that's it. Let's take a look at her gear. Let's start with weapons. Like I said, I have 3 bows. I have a bandit buster. All right, all these are legendary dwarven bows. All right, and something's wrong here. I don't have her helmet on. Let's put on her helmet. There we go. And let's put on this here. I'll explain these two, Shrouded Shooter and Shrouded Sneaker, in a second, okay? So with all my Fortified Archery gear on, my bows are doing 167 damage, okay? Wicked damage. And if we take a Fortified Marksman Potion, we can bump it up to 244 damage. Multiply that times 3 when you get like sneak attack bonus, and you're doing some wicked damage every shot, okay? Wicked damage. Alright, and this is my Bandit Buster. It's enchanted with Fear, okay? So creatures and people up to level 24 flee from combat for 30 seconds. This pretty much turns away every single predator in the game. As you saw, I could turn away bears, saber cats, frostbite spiders, you name it. I could turn them all away. So, armor? I don't need no stinking armor. Same with draugrs, okay? Same with draugrs. I've got this bow enchanted with Turn Undead. So every draugr up to level 24, which covers a whole range of draugrs. Pretty much only Scourge Lords and Death Lords, stuff like that, are immune to this. But all other draugrs will turn and run when hit by this bow. So this helps you really control your sneak gameplay, okay? When things go sideways and you get discovered, you know, occasionally, you can just hit them. Or let's just say you go into an area where there's just a lot of enemies. It's really hard to remain sneaky when there's a lot of enemies. So you hit a whole bunch of them with your, whatever it is you're facing, with this fear factor here. They all run away, and then you just focus on one, take him down, and then, you know, you control the fight totally, all right? And when you just want to kick out some damage, you're not worried about turning enemies away, here's my, what I call the Bug Zapper. The Bug Zapper, rather. It's a Dwarven Bow, legendary, enchanted with shock damage. And this also is my Dragon Buster. Dragon Buster and Mage Buster, because shock damage also does magic damage, okay? So between these three bows, you can completely control the fight. Alright, so basically, when you don't need to remain sneaky, use the Bug Zapper. When you need to turn enemies away, use one of these two, alright? Next, here's a kind of, here's all my, my armor. And I'm using a technique that I first introduced in my quick and dirty stealth archer build, where I was switching back and forth between sneak and fortified marksman. All right, so I have two necklaces here. Okay, first of all, I have the cap, the bracers, a necklace, and a ring, all enchanted with fortify archery, I believe it's called. Yeah, fortify archery. Okay, so that all stacks up to 160% more bow damage. Now, that will now not allow you to remain completely sneaky, okay? Kind of leaves a chink in your armor when it comes to being sneaky. Because you take a shot, and if they get really close, you get busted. So, I made an extra necklace, okay? I made an extra necklace called the Shrouded Sneaker, and I enchanted that with 40% sneak. So basically what you do is you switch back and forth between these two, alright? You have this one on by default, you're sneaking around, you spot an enemy, you have it hotkeyed, okay? And you switch to the Shrouded Shooter just before you take a shot. Right after you take your shot, you switch back to the Shrouded Sneaker, and you're sneaky again. It works beautifully. That's what I was doing with the fight at the beginning with the draugr Scourge Lord. That's how you can have your cake and eat it too, okay? You can have extra bow damage, and you can remain extra sneaky. So it's kind of like this technique I use to just like, you know, switch back and forth. Once we get enchanting up to 100, we can have one necklace enchanted with both these enchantments. But till then, this is what you do, and it works beautifully. Just as long as you can like handle some hotkeys. I don't know how that works on consoles, but I'm on the PC, and it's easy to just switch back and forth between these two. All right, so you have the sneaker on by default just before you take a shot. Switch over to the shooter. Right after you take a shot, switch back to the sneaker, and you know, Bob's your uncle. You're totally, pretty much invincible. And that's how you remain super sneaky. I have the armor itself enchanted with light armor. That's why my light armor skill is highlighted in green, because I have 24 points added on to my default 15 points. Yeah, that brings it up to 39. And that only increases my defense or my armor rating by 9 points, I think. Okay, and you're looking at an armor rating here of 205. That's including the Lord's Stone, which gives me an extra 50 armor points. Now, for dragons, alright? Oh yeah, let's go up here to these. All these are like custom made gear, alright? The only thing that's original is the Shrouded Boots. This is the Dark Brotherhood armor boots, the Shrouded Boots. I did enchant them, or rather smith them up to epic. That's why I got the arcane smithing perk, okay? And this is its default enchantment. The wearer is muffled and moves silently. I believe that's only 50% though. And the muffle enchantment is really hard to find. If you can find it, definitely enchant your own boots, because when you enchant your own boots with muffle enchantment, it always comes out to 100%, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but until then, use these and then get the muffled movement perk in the sneak skill tree, and that'll make you completely silent. That covers that. As far as magic resistance, let's first talk about, let's go here to active effects, okay? Here we go. Here's all the resist magic, okay? Bread and Blood gives you 25% magic resistance. This is from the Alteration Skills tree, the magic resistance perk. I have rank 2. So what we're at, 45% now. This is from the Book of Love quest. Once you complete the Book of Love quest, you get the Agent of Mara bonus. So that's another 15. So that's like 25, 45 plus 15 is 60. Plus the Lord's Stone gives you another 25% magic resistance. Alright, so all those added up gives you 85% magic resistance, which is the maximum magic resistance you can have. That plus, let's go with Frost Boots for an example, because that's what I was using. So I've got like 37% frost resistance here, okay? That's kind of like, this is the way it works. You have 85% magic resistance. So that blocks 85% of the damage coming from the Frost Dragon's Breath attack. Now, this starts covering that last 15%. Okay, so if you take that last 15%, 37% of that is covered by these boots. Plus, if you take a potion, my special dragon busting potion, where is it here? Resist fire. This is another 35% frost resistance. Frost and fire resistance. So you add that 35 plus 37. That covers the last 15%. So really, I'm up to about 95, 96% frost resistance when I got those boots on. Same thing when I put the fire boots on. Okay, I put the fire boots on, take a potion, that frost or like special dragon busting potion here, and that'll give me up to about 95, 96% frost and fire resistance. That's why I was taking so little damage from the frost attacks from that dragon. In the end, when I was taking a lot of damage from the ice shout or whatever it was, I didn't actually take a potion. That's why I was taking more damage. But yeah, so that's how you protect yourself against dragons. Alright, and I have some smithing gear, okay? I have 4 pieces of gear enchanted with weapons, fortified smithing perk, okay? So that gives me, what's that, 24 times 4, 96% better improving of weapons and armor. And I also have some alchemy gear, same thing, 23% all the way up. Okay, so I can make better potions. Alright, and that is about it. That's everything. Yep, that's it. That's Terra, the Terror. So if you have any questions, post a comment and I'll answer your question. But yeah, this is, like I said, the best stealth archer build I've ever made. And she can be even stronger. This is just a level 30. I mean, we can, take enchanting up to 100 and start double enchanting gear and, get her the throw voice shout. And I've already got the detect. You may be wondering why I have a lot of points into Magicka. That's just to give her like a lot of elbow room. So say if you want to branch out into like illusion, she's got lots of Magicka to cover that. Yeah, I put a lot of points into Magicka, and I brought health up to 200, but mostly into Magicka. I felt that was important, especially with detect life, because I don't have alteration up to. I don't have the adept perk in alteration. Let me just show you here. Detect life here. I got the detect life spell. This is great when you're indoors and you want to see where enemies are. It's perfect. See that? The enemy over there gets highlighted in red. And that shows right through walls. Shows right through walls. Won't that blow your cover, Slack? Well, actually, no. Because if you have to use the detect life spell, that means you're behind a wall. And walls typically block a lot of the noise coming from spells. So I've never been busted using this. So it's perfect for a stealth arch. You want to see where people are, just use that. But as you can see, it uses up a lot of magicka. It's like 74 magicka per second. So you only got 4 seconds for that. So that's why I put a lot of points in the magicka. And like I said, you know, if you want to branch out into illusion and make her even more stealthy, you know, maybe take illusion up to 50 and get the quiet casting perk, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, so it gives her some elbow room to get even more stealthy. So that's it. That is Terra, the Terror. I want to thank you all very much for watching. And if you thought this video was remotely entertaining and or informative, hey, you know what to do. That's right. Like, fave, comment, and subscribe. See you next video. Thanks for watching.